Hey guys, today we're going to be working on all the maintenance on our new to us F-150 2.7 EcoBoost. Stay tuned. Hopefully we'll all learn something together. One of the first maintenance items I'm going to take care of on this truck is cleaning some sensors. We got one here. I believe we've got one. And then the sensor here on the side of the intake pipes. I'm gonna pull all those out, spray them down with mass airflow cleaner. So we're using a T30 Torx bit to remove this bolt. Get it out. Disconnect this. Pop that white clip back. Pull the plug off. And it comes out. So spray it in another time. We're going to let it sit for a minute and air out, and then I'll reinstall it. Make sure it goes all the way down before you go screw it in. Snug it a little bit, not too hard. Okay, there's one now. So that is an 8mm. Then we're gonna work this one out a little bit and try to be easy with it. This one smells quite a bit worse though. I can smell it right here. Spray this one. Oh yeah, there a lot of nastiness came off of there. It's looking pretty good. We'll let it dry and we'll reinstall it just like we did the last one. Okay, on the back side of the intake pipe, that's where this other sensor is. It's turned this way. You're gonna twist the sensor counterclockwise like a quarter turn, and then it'll ease out. If it's never been taken out, it may be a little tough to get out of there. It doesn't appear to be bad, but I'm gonna spray it off anyway. All right, so you see the little finger, you're gonna push it in till it touches, then you're gonna twist it up. It goes over like a little clip. Then you're gonna take your connector, put it on here, snaps right in place. Before it had a piece of tape around this, so I'm going to go ahead and add a piece of tape, and I'm using this high heat. It's a cloth tape. This is made by X-Fasten, but they also, Tessa makes a tape like this that I've used before. Works really well. Just going to wrap it right around there just like they had it. Keeps that wire out of the way and maybe keeps it from twisting. I don't know. It looks like it did before. This is a certified truck, so they did give me a list of things they did, like oil changes and filters and all this stuff. But I'm going to obviously go behind them and check because I don't trust that. That appears to be a brand new air filter. Looks pretty good. I have a few miles on it, but it looks great. So next we're gonna add this fuel system cleaner. It's supposed to be some pretty good stuff. It's made by Redline, so I feel sure it is. The cartridge filter on this truck is probably one of my favorite things about the oil change. All you do is drain the fluid from the pan down below, loosen this. I let it do its thing, drain or whatever for a little bit, then I went ahead and took the cartridge off. There are 3 O-rings that you have to change. One was pretty difficult, that goes around the top, but you can get it in, just keep working at it. The other 2 are very simple to replace. How about this drain filler? I'm just not sure about that. But I got it out with my hand. I didn't need a tool. I'm gonna put it back in there My kit didn't come with O-rings. I hope it's okay to reuse it. The good news is I'm changing the oil right now because I don't trust what the dealership did. It's only going to be in there for about 3,000 miles before I hit 65,000. Once I hit 65,000, I'm going to start changing at every 5,000 miles. Between now and then, I'll have some time to research this. I know they make aftermarket versions of this. I don't know if I should stay away from them or not, but I'll find that out. Weird drain plug. Plastic, of course. So I think this stuff is an internet sensation, and I have to admit I jumped on the bandwagon. Just after a few videos I watched it, seems like it does what it says. So I figure I'll run this for at least 3,000 miles and we'll see what happens. This is 530 Restore and Protect Valvoline, and it should take six quarts, yes. Okay, checked underneath. We're not pouring oil out of the crazy drain plug. That's plus. All right. Well, that's the first oil change. It wasn't too bad. Now the transmission. This should be a lot of fun. I've done this once before on my wife's Expedition. 6-speed. 10-speed is pretty close to the same. I bought a pump to try to get some of the fluid out of the drain, which is right here. There's also this thing, the catalytic converter, or Cadillac converter, depending on where you're from. And anyway, we're going to try to stick a hose down there, suck some of the fluid out of this, and then from there we're just going to figure it out. It doesn't seem too bad. There's no transmission cooler up front. There's just this one line, but that's easy to work around. To change the fluid on your transmission, you need to make sure the truck is level. You can't see it here, but I jacked the back of the truck up and made sure everything was level. Be sure to use jack stands. You don't want to get crushed by a truck while you're working on it. Okay, I got the transmission pan off. It looks pretty nasty. It was definitely time for a change. This is the magnet, and it's got, you know, a little metal on there, but nothing crazy. I think that's probably normal. Whoever's video, and I will try to look this up and reference them, because man, that just saved me a ton of work and saved me a shower of transmission fluid. But whoever recommended buying a fluid extractor, thank you. I'll put a link to this fluid extractor down below. It's like $85, I think. That was well worth the money. I think I'll put the fluid back in with this once I get it all cleaned out, but man, that was awesome. So worth it. So now I just need to drop the filter and get it replaced. Luckily it has bolts holding it in, which the 6-speed did not. It just kind of flopped around and fell out. It was, honestly, I didn't like it, because when I put the new one back on, I did the same thing, and it just made me feel like it was not going to stay there. Gonna get that replaced and pan back on and clean that gasket up a little bit. I'm gonna reuse it, and we'll start putting fluid in it. I'm also gonna go ahead and drain and fill the transfer case. I have leftover Motorcraft LV, which is transmission fluid for the 6-speed that my wife has. So I'm gonna go ahead and drain this and fill it with Motorcraft LV while we're down here. The transmission fluid we're using today is Motorcraft ULV. The torque specs for the transmission pan are 96 inch-pounds for the small screws and 106 inch-pounds for the little bit larger screws. They're not big by any means. Now the fun part. I've driven it around. I got it up to temperature. I've got to get the dipstick back out. This is where the catalytic converter comes in. The old Cadillac converter is gonna burn my arm off. This thing is 1,000,000,000 degrees. Let's see if I can get up here without touching it. I touched it. All right. Okay. Just need to loosen it a little bit and get my hand up here without touching it. Ow. That's hot. Transmission's hot. Everything's hot. Everything is really hot. Try to wear gloves, wear sleeves. Try to get away from all the stuff. I mean, the way that looks to me, it's not touching. That's not good. Okay, so I'm gonna add fluid till we get it right. Okay, I pumped a little more in it. Hopefully you can see this. It is right between the 5 and the 6, which is very much where I want it to be. I'm gonna put the dipstick and the cap back on, and we're gonna tighten it up just a tiny bit and leave it and drive it and hope that it serves us well. All right, the last step is gonna be changing the gear oil in the front and rear differential. Gonna take the cover off of the back because I've noticed a little bit of seepage around the cover, so I'm gonna go ahead and reseal that. Probably paint the cover because it looks terrible. I'm gonna try to do this work with the truck just sitting on the ground so it's somewhat level. This thing's a lot lower than my other truck was, so I'll just do the best I can. The rear shouldn't be an issue. The front may be trouble. We'll figure it out. Look how dirty my clean truck is. It keeps icing and snowing and doing junk that shouldn't do around here. Over? Yes, that right there. See if it fits in there?
Yep.
All right. We're going to loosen it.
Okay.
So you're going to push up on it. You may need to tight.
Yeah.
All right.
You might need to get this.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, it's tight.
It was tight. Absolutely.
How much do we need to loosen it up?
You'll know. It'll get real loose. You may be able to turn it with your hand now.
Oop. Okay. Yep. Oh.
Careful. Your
It's
turn.
out.
Okay. All right. Lay it over here behind your head. There we go. All right, it can be done with a 3/8 drive, but it was tough. You're gonna take your metal scraper.
Yeah.
You're gonna try to get it right behind this pan.
Mm-hmm.
See where that pan starts and the other piece stops? It's got to go in this way.
Mm-hmm.
Now grab that hammer right in front of me. See if you can tap on the back of the handle. Keep going.
Ooh.
That's right. There you go. Keep going. That's awesome. Your will come out. Keep going. Keep going. Yeah. There you go. This way.
Yeah.
There,
Oh.
coming out. Like that.
God.
That doesn't look too bad.
Should be now. Yep.
All right. I'll hold the pan, you get the bolt. Okay. All right, here we go. Put the pan down.
Oh, there's a rubber.
Yep,
This one
that's
there.
the sealant. Seal that goes around it. We're gonna put some more of that on there.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, it doesn't smell that good.
We're gonna look in there and see if you see any metal chunks or metal shavings or anything like that on it. It's hard to tell with me holding the camera and all, but
I don't see any.
I've got a scraper. Gonna scrape all this old stuff off with. And I've got a wire wheel somewhere around here. I can't seem to find it for some reason. But I've also got this. I use this to clean headlights actually. But I just put 800 grit sandpaper and I cleaned the rear differential under there. So I'm just gonna do the same thing. It was pretty effective. It got all this little bit of rust and gasket maker off. So that's the plan. Just gonna do that, use brake cleaner and get all this stuff cleaned up. We'll get it back on there. Okay, I painted a coat of flat black got some weird streaks and stuff going on, but it looks better than it did. And it's really cold here right now, for us anyway. Folks that live in a cold environment, I don't know how you do it. I'm over it. The heat stopped working in the shop earlier, so now it's just freezing cold in here. I've got this Permatex gasket maker, made for gear oil, made for rear differentials. I'm gonna use that. We're gonna put a bead of sealant all the way around. Make sure you go on the inside of your bolt holes. Get it up here, get it lined up. Try not to touch anything else. Okay. I might let it sit for 2 hours just because of the temperature in here. So torque wrench is going to be set on 35 inch, not inch pounds, 35 foot pounds. Oh well. All right, here we go. This is one down, one going down. Guess what? To the little seal. Take the seal. There we go. That seems to come out a little better. Let's get the seal off. It goes right in there. Amazing. Later. Once it starts spilling out, it's just going to go on the floor. Thank goodness for epoxy. Alright. So, oh yeah, we're running pretty good now. So it's dripping slow. I'm going to go ahead and put this in. All right, that's snug. Give her a little one to grow on there. Okay, this is the front diff. I had to take off a lot of panels. So it's just like the back, 3/8 inch drive. Looks like I can't use an extension. You got the oil pan here and this shaft, and it's really tight in here. I hope I can get the bottles in. If not, I guess we got a pump. Okay. So now I just need to see if I can get a hose in there. I'm just gonna pump this one out and refill it. This should be pretty easy, let's hope. Okay, this didn't go quite as easy as I planned. I got the tube down there as far as I could get it. It literally didn't feel like it went much further than like right here. I pumped out as much as I could. Next time I guess I'll just have to pull the pan off. To be honest, all these bolts are driving me nuts, as rusty as they are. So I'm just gonna fill it back up until it runs out, and we'll have a little bit of new oil in there, and I'll just run it until I get the urge to pull this cover off and replace the bolts and all, or 30,000 miles. This is the rest of what I didn't use. It's probably, let's see, right down to there. So the back I used 2 and I don't know, a little over half. So let's see if we can get the bag in there. If we can, this is gonna be nice. It's tricky. Oh yeah, okay. Awesome. Hey, these bags are fantastic, by the way. Second bag. And we're dripping. Okay. And most of that's gonna run out. All right, so a bag and just a tiny bit more. So yeah, we'll get to this one later. All right, get it nice and tight, and we'll Get our brake parts cleaner, spray it down, get it cleaned up real good. So if you can't tell after this video, this truck lived up north for a little while. I knew that before I bought it. It honestly, just looking around, it's not horrible, but there are things that drive me nuts. And honestly, I don't know that like these bolts wouldn't have done that anyway. On my Super Duty, I had parts that were rusting and I mean, that thing lived in North Carolina and out of salt forever. It's just part of it. So anyway, I think Fords just have lots of rusty things on them. Look at this. Look at this. That's normal. Ridiculous. But anyway, whatever. Everything else is great. That's it for the maintenance. That's a lot of work, but it's going to be well worth it. At least I know everything's fresh while we're starting out. There's a few things that I've been researching and I'm not really sure if I need to do or not. So I want to get your comments on this. Spark plugs. The manual recommends changing them at 60,000. I've read a lot of things that say EcoBoost should have them changed at like 25,000 or something crazy like that. On our 3.5 and the Expedition, we changed them at 140,000. And honestly, they didn't really look that bad and it didn't make a big difference. That's not what I'm reading online, but that's real world. That's what I saw. So I might buy a set just to put them in there. It's not terribly hard to do. It doesn't look like it anyway. So what are your thoughts on that? Also, a catch can. That sensor that was there in the middle, it was dirtier than the others. I don't know if a catch can would help that, but I mean, I could see where it would. So what are your thoughts on that? When you have port and direct injection, you're not supposed to need a catch can, but I could see where it would help. So leave your thoughts on that in the comments. That's all I got for the video today. Thank you for watching, and we'll catch you next time, guys.